Hey guys, it's a bit late, but I grinded some today and got the levels I needed, so all that's left now is to evolve. And I have a copy of red right here. We're going to put that into the epilogue here onto the PC. And we're going to grind out what's left of the experience. I grinded 25 levels of just Dragonair today. I mean, yeah, it was level 30, and then I got it all the way to 54. We can speed this up a little bit. Sometimes I forget I can do that. I had to grind the levels in handheld mode on my SP because I wasn't at home to use the epilogue, and well, I didn't have this faster emulation mode, so I had to do it at like normal speed, and it took me like 4 hours. There's Kabutops, and we will switch Kabutops and Dragonair, and pop a full restore on King. He gets pretty beat up having to take hits from swapping in and out, so I usually have to use like 1 or 2 per run, which is affordable. I still make plenty of profit from fighting the Elite Four and winning over and over. I've gone up like 200,000 Poké Dollars. Sometimes I get a little hung up on Agatha. Just because of the hypnosis, and I got hung up on the first trainer once because Lapras at the very end managed to freeze King into a block of ice. I got really messy, ended up having to use 2 different full restores because Blizzard Blizzard would knock King's health down like halfway. So after he got frozen, it almost died. It was messy. But I have a few revives too if something bad happens, but I haven't gotten into myself into anything I couldn't wiggle out of. black wrap because it's cheesy. Let's get rid of Slam. Yeah. I guess I don't need to swap anymore. Yes. Yes. Alright, we're gonna swap these two. See what Oak's rating is now for the Pokedex. Pokedex rating. Your Pokedex is entirely complete. Congratulations. Yay! this up because this part takes a while. Alright. Professor Oak, even though we just talked to him. Should be in the lab. Oh yeah. And of course shinies don't exist in today's world. Shiny charms don't exist in first gen, so it's literally just a congratulations, and you can fly. I think it's Celadon. Apartment building here. So I remember it as a kid. Years ago, when I used to play the blue version, whenever I bought blue version for the first time, which wasn't really until I think it was like Ruby and Sapphire era when I finally got my hands on a copy of blue version. And I discovered this, and I was like, what's a Game Boy printer? And I can't remember which guy does it. Yep. Okay, so what we will do here, we will save the game. Save the game, and then we will exit emulation because we cannot. I'm gonna back up save on here. We cannot hook up the Game Boy printer to the epilogue, as far as I'm aware. So we're gonna increase this camera size and kind of move this down towards my desk here and do this. And I'm gonna record with my phone a bit as well. Where is my phone? Ah, it's over there. So, I have not been able to test out this Game Boy printer that I bought, but the person I bought it from said that it does work, and this thing is in amazing condition. I think it had a few scuffs on it, and I cleaned it up with some Q-tips and some alcohol. But it is in pretty good shape here. Okay. So, I need to hook this Game Boy printer up to my Game Boy SP. I believe this will go here in the side. Right here in the side slot. Yes. And then the other end will go right here. At least I think. Might have to use this end here. No, it won't fit that slot. Not entirely sure what that is for. It does not fit that. Okay. Actually, I think this is for the Game Boy original before color, and this is Game Boy Color. That's Game Boy Color. So, all right, let's get our game here. Game cartridge. That's... I'm not entirely sure when to turn that on. This is all very new to me, even though it's old. Continue game. I'm gonna go talk to this guy here. Alright, has the diploma up. I should be able to power this on. And do I just press feed? Okay, that didn't really do anything. Maybe, what does this guy say? How do I make this work? Well, it's only got the one feed button. Maybe if I restart the Game Boy now that the printer is on first. Because, like, that's how you do the connectors for the trades, is you have to have all the cords and stuff plugged in before you turn the systems on. You can't just plug them in mid-emulation of the game. It won't work. So I'm wondering if this is the same. Okay. Well, this isn't doing anything. What if I press the feed button again? No. Do I need to use a different Game Boy? Alright, I know someone else has done this too. Okay. How does this guy
Welcome
do
girls
it?
and guys! Today I'm going to show you how to print out a completed Pokédex in Pokemon Yellow. As you see, I'm in Celadon City and talking to one of the game developers about printing out my completed Pokédex. What you need for this is the original Game Boy printer, a Game Boy Color link cable, so not all link cables work, but this one is for the Game Boy Color and it fits in the Game Boy printer. Now it says transmitting, and there it is. A printed out certificate of the completed Pokédex in Pokemon Yellow.
Interesting.
Now of course you need a working Game Boy Color. You can also do this with any other first generation Pokemon game such as Pokemon Blue or Pokemon Red, it also works.
Wait, what
Not a
is
whole lot
what
of
did
Game
he
Boy
just
printers
say?
out there anymore that work. Certificate of the completed Pokédex in Pokemon Yellow. Now of course you need a working Game Boy Color. You can also do this with any other first generation
Oh, it said
Pokemon
you can
game
also.
such as...
I thought he tried to say you can't, and I was like, what? So he literally just
I'm
has
going to
his
show you
plugged
how to
in.
print out a completed Pokédex in Pokemon Yellow. As you see, I'm in Celadon City and talking to one of the game developers about printing out my completed Pokédex. What you need for this is the original Game Boy printer, a Game Boy Color link cable, so not all link cables work, but this one is for the Game Boy Color and it fits in the Game Boy printer. Now it says transmitting, and there it is.
Okay, well, mine isn't giving me that option here. Which means maybe the printer's not hooked up, or it's not syncing to the... So he literally has his plugged in. Huh. Okay, what if I know this isn't probably going to make a difference, but what if I swap the cords around? If I switch them. Just a second. So, I put the end that was just in the Game Boy here. Oh, flip that around. There we go. And then put this end into the Game Boy. Okay. Still is not syncing up. I'm not entirely sure when to plug this in. I'm stumped. What if I use the... Well, he said Game Boy Color. This is the Game Boy Color cable. don't get it? Maybe if I try a different video. Like, does it automatically connect?
Hey, you! So you think you're a self-proclaimed Pokemon master? You got all 8 badges, maybe even 16, grind up some level 100 Pokemon, you even beat the Elite Four! Hey, you even caught them all? You must be a Pokemon master. I mean, hey, you did what it tells.
Okay. Wait, did I go to the wrong NPC? Did I go to the wrong NPC? No. Oh, well, maybe his is different because he's playing... Looks like he's playing Pokemon Yellow. Interesting. What if I go up another level? That's just the roof. I know it's this guy. Interesting. Well, I'm gonna have to stop this until I can figure it out, and then record it some more after I figure it out. Because this thing, I don't understand. Maybe it doesn't work on the Game Boy SP, which I don't see why it wouldn't, because let me try an older Game Boy. Oy vey. Where'd that battery go? Alright, I had to grab some batteries. because this old boy requires 4 of them. Alright. See if this makes a difference. Oh. This thing is old. See if this makes a difference. Here's the diploma. And nothing. Absolutely nothing. I'm stumped.
Wonder what you get for completing the Pokédex? In Pokemon Yellow, you can get a diploma printed out using the Game Boy printer. Just head to Celadon City and speak with the graphic designer with your printer plugged in, and voila! Just give it some time. Alright, let's speed this up.
I wonder if I have to have an actual Game Boy Color. I know you do. Could I borrow it for this? Because that's what I'm thinking it might be. I might actually I have to use an actual Game Boy Color. Like deep packed away. I mean, it should work with any kind of Game Boy cord is what I'm thinking. Like, it shouldn't matter what system it is as long as the system is compatible. At least one would think. I'm thinking there might be a connection problem, and I really hope that's not the case. Yeah, it's not even giving me the option. And every time I turn this thing off and back on, I have other Game Boy cords. So I wonder if it's a cord issue. Because I have other cords. At least I think so. So it said all you need is the right cord. Although this is not the right cord. That's a Game Boy Advance cord. It's not Game Boy Color cord. So I guess I only have one Game Boy Color cord. Same thing. Wow, this is and very anticlimactic. All of this work today, all the work to this week. Ah. It says the Game Boy printer can be connected to the Game Boy, Game Boy Pocket, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Advance SP, or Nintendo GameCube Game Boy player. Okay, so it should be able to connect. So the question is, why isn't it connecting? Alright. Well, let's get to cleaning then. Because that's the only thing I can really think of. Okay, so we have a fat end of the Q-tip and we have a thin end of the Q-tip. Should probably pull the batteries out of it just to make sure all the power is cycled out. We don't necessarily know how potentially fragile this older tech is. I'm going to pull all the batteries out, all 6 of them. Yes, 6. 6 flipping batteries. Alright. I'm going to get a little bit. We're going to... This is actually too thick here. We're going to have to pull... There we go. Pull the swab off of there. Oh boy. Need a pair of pliers. So I need to flatten that down because it's still slightly too thick. I don't know how well you guys might be able to see, but I flattened this down a little bit. So, can reload it up. A little bit of alcohol. Rubbing alcohol. Now it slides right in there. And even though I cleaned this whenever I first got it and made sure it was nice and clean, one, I had no way to test it, and two, I put it in a plastic bag so it wouldn't collect dust on the surface or in these little connectors here. This is the only thing I could really think of that might stop it from functioning correctly. Looks like there was a little bit of dirt, but we'll see, right? Okay. Let's put these batteries back in. I didn't soak it down with alcohol, so it should be fine. I just put enough in there so I can clean it. And these cords are fine, because I've been using these for the touch trades and whatnot. Okay. So we're going to power that on. We're going to tear off that little bit of paper there that we don't need. Okay. Turn it back on. Yep, okay. Let's try this again. Still nothing. I mean, I basically have done that. I don't know why it's not working. This is driving me nuts. I did all this work. It's got something to do with this connection. I'm willing to bet. That's the only explanation here is a bad connection. Because the chords work. I've put in too much work for this to not work. We will get to the bottom of this. That kind of helped, but I don't know if that fixed it. Only way we can tell, or we can know, is if we try. It's honestly probably going to take more than that to fix the issue, but nope, not fixed. Okay. Let's see. Game Boy, printer, user manual. Setup, installing the batteries, loading the paper, exchanging paper, connecting the printer. Okay, it says make sure the power switch of the Game Boy printer and the Game Boy system is off before completing the following connections. Says carefully connect the plug of the link cable in the side of the Game Boy printer. Check. Okay. Connect one of the other plugs of the Y end. Of the game link cable to the exit connector. Okay. Turn the power on to the printer first, then turn the Game Boy system on. Okay. So I know you have to turn them on in certain orders and whatnot, or they don't work. I learned that whenever I try to do touch trades, they have to have the systems off. But the printer is not a system. Still nothing. Press and hold the feed button, then turn on the printer. Okay. Let's try that. Press and hold the feed button, and then turn on the power. Yeah, it says hello, so I guess, the printer's working. It's really small. It's just the line right below my finger. You can kind of see there's a line that says hello. It's got a face of Mario and a Game Boy or a cartridge or something. So it's printing correctly, but it's not. There's a connection that's not right. One, two, three, 6 screws. We're going to open it up and we're going to see if there's any kind of corrosion or anything nasty on the inside of this. Where am I going to put the screws? I know. Set the screws in here for now. These screws are nice and tight. I don't know if this thing's ever been opened by someone other than the manufacturer. Just something's not right with that connection. There's nothing wrong with my cable. And the person that sold it to me said that it works. So, I don't know why it's not working. Okay. Oh, might have to pop this off. This is loose in here. I don't want that going anywhere, so I'll have to put my finger on it for now. Okay. Ah, it's the paper. Okay, so we're gonna roll this down a little bit so that I can, yeah, get this open like so. Everything looks good in here. I don't even see any dust. I mean, everything looks really good shape. I'm going to go a little deeper so I can see the underside of the chip. but so far, this thing looks really good. I'm gonna need a little bit bigger of a screwdriver. Okay. I don't know if I'm going to be able to lift this out because the battery terminals might be in the plastic really good. We'll see. So I can see one of the terminals there. Another screw here that needs to come up. It's anchoring. There we go. Okay, there it is. Now it's loose. I'm going to look at the underside. There goes a battery terminal. Doesn't look like there's anything wrong with the connector at all. Now this thing is in a amazing shape for its age. So I don't understand why it's not working. I'm puzzled. Connectors, colors are really good. I don't know. I'm gonna put it back together. The only thing I can really think of that might be an issue at this point is the fact that I'm mixing 2 Duracell with 4 Energizer batteries. That there could be some kind of electrical imbalance that is causing this issue. It's the only other thing that I can really think of, because I mean, this whole rig is in excellent condition. So I gotta get this pulled through properly. Without damaging the paper, of course. There it goes. Try to get it back on there nice. There that goes. I put these screws back in. You know what? If I've been struggling this whole time and it was just a battery power issue, that's going to irk me. I mean, I'll be happy that it's working, but it's going to irk me. Alright. If this doesn't work, I don't know what to do. Because I opened it up and it looks fine. Like, it doesn't look like there's anything wrong with it. There's not even a speck of dust on the circuitry on the inside, so I am going to swap these two out for fresh batteries. We will have 4 or 6 Energizer Max batteries in here. Plug one end into the printer, the other end into the Game Boy. Put my toolkit away. Power on the printer. Power on the Game Boy. Still nothing. I'm stumped. I don't get it. Pokemon Red, not compatible with Game Boy printer. Wait, what? So yellow and Gen 2. So yellow, gold, silver, and crystal. No red or blue support on the Game Boy printer. I just spent a bunch of time on this. On Nintendo Fandom, it says okay. Pokemon Red version and Blue are reprogrammed. Wait, what? Pokemon Red and Blue are compatible with the Game Boy printer, which allows you to print off Dex entries. But I saw places that said no. Wow. Okay, so apparently, yeah, crystal, gold, silver, and yellow are all compatible with the printer. But blue and red are not, and I was not aware of this, and now I feel really dumb. But what I can do is um, I can get a screenshot of the certificate and edit that and then print that out and have a copy of that in my house, which I'll probably just do that in this case. Because I also have to do that with the other games, the newer ones that don't utilize the printer. So, alright, well, I'm going to end this stream and I'm going to go to bed. So, I feel a bit defeated. But, yeah.